Welcome to the Costa Property Podcast, the podcast that turns your dreams of owning a piece of paradise on the Costa del Sol into reality. I'm Warner Laurie, and I'm joined by my co-host and wife, Sandra Laurie.
Join us as we embark on navigating the ins and outs of real estate and relocation to this beautiful region.
We're not just about market trends, we're about sharing real-life experiences, because we know the struggle firsthand, and I've helped many people navigate this challenge also.
If you're dreaming of your perfect Costa del Sol home and want to get real, no-frills, expert advice, then you're absolutely in the right place. Join us each week as we share honest insights and information that will guide your journey.
Hello, and welcome back to the Costa Property Podcast. If you're new to the show, I want to give you a big warm welcome. I'm Sandra. I'm a mum, a wife, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a relocation coach here in Spain. And on this podcast, we dive into all things related to moving to Spain, whether you're dreaming about buying your home, managing the logistics, or making that all-important mindset shift that comes with relocation abroad. That's what we love to discuss here. Now, in today's episode, this is extra special because it's part of our mindset series. Now, over the last few episodes, we've explored how to overcome fears, how to get clear on your goals, and how to build the mental resilience needed to make your move a massive success. And if you haven't listened to the other episodes as part of this mini-series yet, make sure to go back and check them out. Now, today we're going to talk about something that I believe is really key to making a successful transition. It's how to build confidence and how to truly thrive in your new life in Spain. It's so important, and it's important that we discuss it because confidence doesn't always come naturally when you're outside of your comfort zone, right? I'm going to share with you my 5 steps, my 5-step process that I designed to help you shift your mindset, stay positive, and build the emotional resilience you need to really thrive as an expat here in Spain. But first, as always, before we dive into today's episode, let's introduce our Spanish word of the day. Now, the Spanish word of the day is confianza. And confianza is the Spanish word for confidence. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about. Talking about confidence, especially when it comes to relocating to Spain and the confidence that you need to have. It's all about believing in yourself, trusting that you have the strength and the resilience to handle whatever is going to come your way, the good, the bad and the ugly. Whether it's taking the first step to overcoming a simple setback, remember, you have the confidence to thrive here and to make your big move an absolute raging success. Let's kick things off with the first steps that we'll be working through today. And it's very much about pausing and really taking stock of your current mindset. I think it's so important to get a clear picture of where you're starting from. What's your starting point? And honestly, I found this is where many people have actually overlook the power of their mindset, because you can't build the foundation that's going to be necessary for your move if you don't know where you're beginning from, if you don't know your starting point. You need to ask yourself and take time to really check in. How do I actually feel about this move? Check in. Are you excited? Are you anxious? Are you overwhelmed? And it's completely normal to have a mixed bag of emotions, right? But the key is really to understand where you're at. Okay? Where's your starting point so that you can actually start shifting your thoughts into a positive direction. And if you're already here in Spain right now, if you've made the move recently, take a moment to reflect on your current mindset as well. Are you focusing on the challenges or are you focusing on the opportunities? Being honest about your mindset will really help you to identify where you need to make the shift so that you then can build a foundation that's really going to help you stay grounded in the days and months ahead. I also think it's super important to really evaluate the why. Evaluate why you are moving. Are you moving for lifestyle? But are you really moving for the right reasons? It's important to really assess, are you running away from something at home? And what are you seeking that's actually missing in your life? Negative mindset challenges won't actually be repaired by upping sticks and moving to a new country. Sadly, I've seen this happen quite a lot. People are suffering with some mindset challenges at home in their home country. They go and they have a great holiday, or they spend some time with people that are potentially living overseas, and they decide, wow, this is the medicine. This is the magic ingredient that I also need to help my mindset shift. But the challenge is that if you don't actually work on your mindset challenges before you make the move, you're really only putting a plaster over a gaping wound, okay? And if there's bigger issues at play here, these really need to be assessed and evaluated before you make the move. Because what happens is, in the early days of your move, yes, you're busy. You're busy with all of your practical steps. Everything is shiny and new. Everything is great. But as things start to settle into normality, and as things become a little bit more mundane, which they do, I know Spain is gorgeous and we have an amazing life over here and the lifestyle is phenomenal, but mundaneness does start to seep in over time. So it's very natural that if there is a mindset challenge at play, or if there's something deeper happening, that will rear its ugly head again once you start to settle into normal everyday life. Okay, so I would really invite you, while assessing your mindset, evaluate, okay, what are the real why reasons at play here for your big move? And if your mindset isn't potentially starting out in the best space, really take the time to assess that why underneath. Why are we moving? Are we moving for the right reasons here? Are we running away from something? Because that's what we want to address and avoid before you actually start to encounter the big changes of your move. So next we're going to talk about the power of gratitude. And I'm saying this with an element of skepticism because I know a lot of people out there think harnessing the power of gratitude is a little bit woo. There's a bit of woo-woo associated with that. Oh, gratitude, yay. And I know it might sound simple, but trust me, it's true. It's a game changer, especially when you're facing uncertainty, like a big move. Because it's easy to get super stuck into your head, thinking about what's not working, all of the things that you're missing back home, all of the things that have gone wrong, all of the things that haven't gone right in line with your perfect plan. Okay, it's totally normal to get fixated on that. Okay, but I can promise you, focusing on the gratitude, what you have to be grateful for, will immediately shift your energy and help you to start seeing that your new life in Spain is super positive, it's moving in the right direction, and that it's everything that you have been searching for and more. And it will help you really, really focus and home in on all of the things that you have to be grateful for every day, right? Make a conscious effort to identify at least 3 things that you're grateful for, big or small. Maybe it's the warm sunshine on your face in the morning, on your morning walk. I bet you that's massively different than your morning walks back home. The beautiful mountain views that you see each day when you're out on your walks, or the fact that you've managed to get your first few words of Spanish right. When you start your day with gratitude, you prime yourself for success and you open yourself up to the abundance that's waiting there for you. You start to view things, from a glass half full perspective rather than the glass half empty. And that's very, very much the space that we want to be in when you're preparing for your move or you're in the early days of your big move. We want to be coming at it from that positive space. Now, personally, I use gratitude daily. I engage my brain in the practice of gratitude essentially from the moment that I wake in the morning. So the moment that I start to get conscious, I immediately engage my mind. And the first thing I do before I even put my foot on the floor, before I get out of my bed, is I express 3 things that I'm grateful for. Now, I'm not talking about a tick in the box exercise here. I'm talking about really, really, really sitting in the energy, like feeling it from my heart, feeling it in, that core pit of my stomach. What am I grateful for? Because there's so much. right? Really taking that time to sit in that energy of gratitude. It's important that we don't come at it from a tick the box exercise, because taking the time to really connect with the things that you are grateful for, that's what's going to elevate your energy. That's what's going to have you jumping out of that bed in the morning with your positivity hat on, ready to face the day. And I think it's important to remember as well, as part of your gratitude practice, there are many people out there that would kill to be in the position that you're in, that would kill to be in a position like you are, embarking on this journey of a lifetime, challenging the norms, okay? Making that big decision to live a life that's different, live a life that you don't see every day, being brave to travel overseas and live a life that's new. There are so many people out there that would love to do what you're doing, that would love to be in that position. So it's super important to acknowledge the steps that you've taken to get to that point. Be grateful for having the opportunity, and to yourself for creating that opportunity, and be grateful for being in that position that you're in. We want to be really opening ourselves up to that abundant energy so that we're attracting more good things all of the time. Step 3, okay, is all about reframing setbacks as opportunities. And I know, look, I get it. None of us are saints. Sometimes it takes longer to do this than others. Sometimes it's harder than others, depending on our mindset in any given day, or depending on the setback itself. You know, what has happened. Moving to a new country, especially with everything that comes with it, everything that comes with relocating to Spain, I'm going to paint the realistic picture here, guys. It will present setbacks, whether it's paperwork delays, whether it's your belongings not arriving on time, whether it's language barriers, whether it's costs that you didn't anticipate, whether it's feeling homesick, whatever it may be. But here's the thing. Reframing setbacks as opportunities is really, really vital. If you don't take the time to complete this reframe, you will really take your setbacks negatively. Okay? And it's important to be realistic and acknowledge upfront that setbacks are going to happen. But it's all part of the bigger picture. It's all part of the opportunity for the long-term life that you're creating. There's always going to be bumps in the road. Now, I know from experience that things, they don't always go to plan. Look, I could write a book about it. You know, when we were moving ourselves, we chose to bring furniture over with us. It didn't arrive on time. It led to, unplanned costs because we had to buy beds and mattresses to sleep in with the kids temporarily. There's going to be things that can go wrong. But look, was that the worst thing that could happen? Absolutely not. We still had the rest of our lives in Spain to look forward to. There's definitely moments of our own journey where I thought, Jesus Christ, what have we gotten ourselves into? Like, what have we done? We had some challenges at the start, with schools, that we didn't necessarily get the initial school that we wanted for the kids. But you know what? It turned out to be the best thing that could ever have happened, because the school that the kids then did get into is still the school where Abigail is today and where Oliver has just finished before he's gone on to high school. And we have had the most fabulous experience in that school. And the class sizes ended up in the early days being much smaller, which was exactly what the kids needed as they were coming into an environment where they didn't speak Spanish. So do you know what? That setback manifested itself in an opportunity. It was meant to happen that way, and it worked out absolutely perfect. But at the time, I didn't see it like that. So just giving you a penny's worth there from my own experience, often it doesn't feel like it at the time, but those setbacks are working in the background to turn around, because there's another route for you. There's another little road that you're meant to go on. There's something else better potentially at play for you. So be open-minded and be open and ready for that. I'm being redirected. This isn't a setback. There's something else at play. There's something better at play and working in the background for me. So when you face a setback, instead of getting frustrated, really try to take some time to reframe it. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What is this teaching me about my resilience. Reframing setbacks like this not only helps you to stay grounded, but it also shifts your mindset to see that there is opportunities in every obstacle. Now, a little bit about me, I'm not the most patient person in the world. I have a tendency to want everything done yesterday. I was a lot worse. Age has taught me some grace and wisdom. But when I made my move back in 2016, I didn't really possess, I'd say, the patience and wisdom that I had today. So setbacks would have really thrown me and really impact my mindset negatively at the time. But looking back on reflection, every single speed bump or small setback that we experienced at the beginning of our move, at the beginning of our relocation, ended up manifesting itself as an opportunity. So if I was to have my time again, hindsight is a great thing, I would go back and tell 30-year-old me, please don't waste your time and energy getting upset, pissed off, deflated, frustrated, because small setbacks happen. In the scheme of things, everything sorts itself out in the wash. If you're anything like me, and you have a tendency to let things impact you when they don't go fully to plan, prepare up front that they won't always go to plan. There will be setbacks. And don't let that take the shine off what will be an amazing experience for you. Okay, so on then to step number 4. So this one, again, is all about what you do every day. And I would really encourage you to start implementing some daily mindset practices. I didn't encounter this path until I was about 35. So until about 3 years ago, I didn't really have daily practices, daily mindset practices. I probably didn't understand I'm going to correct myself there. I didn't understand the importance of taking time each day to work on my mindset. And I didn't have practices in place that worked for me. Okay. So I'd like to take a minute to talk about implementing daily mindset practices, because I believe it's such an important step, because it will really help you to stay focused and grounded and positive no matter what life throws at you. And this doesn't just apply to moving to Spain or buying a house in Spain or relocating to another country that's not Spain. This applies to life in general. You need something, I believe anyway, that you need something in your daily routine to really keep your mindset on track, to really encourage you to stay focused. Now, for me, this is my morning ritual and I swear by it. And this is the one thing that I am not prepared to negotiate for anybody. It's a few minutes each day of the gratitude that we've discussed, some affirmations, reaffirming how grateful I am for the life that I live. It's visualization, okay? So starting with the gratitude, I'm grateful for this opportunity to live here in Spain. I am confident in my ability to thrive here. The visualization piece for me is massive, because what we're really doing here is we are planting a vision into our subconscious mind. And we know from our mind that when our brain gets comfortable, so when our brain gets comfortable with that image that you've planted in your subconscious mind, it then will manifest into reality. So having a mindset practice, having a daily routine or a daily ritual each day that focuses on what you're grateful for and affirms what you are going to achieve, and then takes that a step further by visualizing it and imprinting it into your mind, that works like a treat. So I spend time every morning on a morning walk by the beach. Every day I walk the promenade in Benalmádena. I like to get out into the air. I like to watch the sunrise. I like to get those fresh rays onto my face, because that does wonders for us. And while I'm doing that, I spend time affirming and visualizing what I am working towards. Now, at the moment, very much for me, it's my 2020-25 goals. But back when I was completing my own relocation journey and in the midst of my move to Spain, I was very, very focused on that picture in my mind's eye about us, Warner, myself and the kids, living as an incredibly happy family here, the kids thriving, that outdoor lifestyle, the sun, the sound of kids laughing, you know, healthy, focused, confident us, abundant life. That was the picture that was in my mind. That was the picture that I was visualizing and feeding into my subconscious brain. That was the picture that I was working towards. I was telling my brain that that is possible for me. And I was reaffirming that each day. Okay, so even 5 minutes of mindfulness, of gratitude that we've spoke about early, detaching yourself from the busyness of the day to day, this can really help you to feel more centered and ready to take on whatever the day holds. Trust me, it's the little things that you do every day that will help you to stay grounded and positive as you move forward. Okay, so step number 5. So 5 of 5, we're into our last step. And again, it's a little bit of what I've just mentioned there, really around visualizing that long-term success. Step 5 is very much about understanding that it's easy to get caught up in the small details like the bureaucracy, the mana mañana attitude. Personally, I think Spain gets a little bit of a bad reputation for that. It's just different to your home country, but, you know, it's different. Or figuring out where to buy your groceries in a new country. That takes a little bit of adjusting at the start, you know, especially if there's certain things that you're used to. You'll need to do your little quest to figure out what grocery stores work for you. But to truly, truly, truly thrive, you need to keep your big picture goals in sight. What do you want in your life in Spain? What do you want your life in Spain to look like 1 year from now? And what do you want your life in Spain to look like 5 years from now? I am an advocate for visualization. Everything I have achieved in my life, I have visualized. That includes the beautiful villa that I live in today. About 6 years ago, I had a very, very clear vision of standing in the garden that I have today with the pool and looking back at the villa, which is now my house. And when we purchased that house 2 years ago and I stepped foot in the garden and I looked back at the house, I knew firmly that that was my house. The only thing that was different from my visualization to the day that I saw the house was in my visualization, I was wearing a Zara suit. But on the day that I saw the house, I wasn't. But let's not get caught up in the minor details. But I kid you not, I visualized that house. And why I'm telling you this is because I'm the same as everybody else. I never envisaged when I lived back in Ireland that I could live in a home like that, where I could have my own pool, where I could see the sea while drinking my morning coffee in the morning. I just didn't feel that that was possible for me. But a number of years ago, I started to really work on myself and my own purposes and missions and what was really important for me. And I really started to test the status quo in my own life. And I started to visualize that the things that I truly desired, having that outside space for my kids, having that swimming pool in our house that was our own, that I wanted as part of my life in Spain, that I could create that life for myself. And I started to use visualization as one of the tools to support me to create that life. And I kid you not, I visualized it, I imprinted it into my conscious mind, into my subconscious mind, and I manifested that house into reality. Because visualization is so powerful because it helps you to feel connected to your bigger purpose. And it reminds you why you're doing it, why you're doing all of this in the first place. For me, it's about creating the lifestyle that I want for my family. More time together, more freedom, more sunshine, that outdoor lifestyle that I craved for years and years. And when you hold that vision so clearly in your mind and you connect it to your heart, every action that you take becomes easier because you know exactly what you're working towards. You're connected to your vision. So I would really invite you to take a moment today to visualize your dream life in Spain. Picture your family enjoying their new home. Picture your friends and family from home coming to visit you in the summertime and saying, oh my God, look at this life that you've created. Exploring the local culture, living your best life. The more vivid and real you make this vision, the more motivated and confident you'll feel as you continue on your journey. If you do want to take your visualization practices a step further, drop me a quick message, email or DM. I have the perfect exercise that can support you to really harness visualization and to support you to really connect with what you're visualizing so that what you're visualizing becomes your reality. So we've covered the 5 steps. And to wrap up today's episode and the final part of our mindset series, I just want to recap on a quick reminder of the 5 steps. So we talked about really taking stock of your mindset. What's your starting point? Okay. Really evaluating the why behind your move. How's your mindset looking as part of your overall move? Are you moving for the right reasons or are you running away from something? Remembering that as part of this evaluation, if you are running away from something, packing up stock and moving to a new country isn't going to allow you to forever outrun what you're running away from. So that's important to evaluate. Harnessing the power of gratitude. Don't just tick the box with this, and it isn't woo-woo. Build a gratitude practice into your life. Remember, there were people out there that would walk through fire to be in the position that you're in now. Building, harnessing, starting to create a new life abroad. Reframe setbacks as opportunities. Remember what I shared with you about, myself and constantly getting frustrated by setbacks and sharing with you about the kids' school. We didn't get the initial school we wanted. I saw it as a massive setback. It was the end of the world. But actually, it ended up manifesting itself as an amazing opportunity because the school that they then did start in was way better equipped for their needs. And we were so happy there. Implement daily mindset practices. Okay? Make them non-negotiable. Don't compromise here. And visualize your long-term success. Remember what I told you, okay? The Zara suit, looking back at the house, I visualized that house, okay? For a number of years, I was feeding that into my mind until it eventually became a reality. Now, when you follow these 5 steps, you'll not only feel more confident, but you'll also build the mental and emotional resilience that you need to truly thrive here in Spain. So I hope you have found these tips useful. Now, if you've enjoyed today's episode, please share it with your network. Maybe you know somebody who's been dreaming about relocating to Spain. This episode could be just what they need to hear. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you found this helpful, tell us what resonated with you the most. It's a little bit more different than our usual content, so I'd love to hear if it's hitting a nerve. You can leave a comment or send me a message. I love hearing from all our listeners. And here's something I'm really excited to share. I'm offering a one-off relocation coaching call as a special introductory offer. This is a new service that I'm offering for anyone who is seriously considering moving to Spain. We'll dive deep into your goals, your mindset, and we'll create a clear action plan for your move. It's a chance for us to connect and to really set up you for success as you take those first steps towards your Spanish dream. If this sounds like something that you'd love to explore, go ahead and schedule your call with me. I'm here to help guide you through this process and to make sure that you feel confident, empowered and ready to take the leap. You can find the link to book your call in the show notes, and I can't wait to chat with you and to support you. Remember, you are capable of making your life in Spain a reality. I'll see you in the next episode. Adios for now.
Thank you so much for listening into today's episode on the Costa Property Podcast. Another fantastic episode learning about the highs and lows of relocating to the Costa del Sol from real people who have been through the journey themselves, and of course our wonderful experts. If you have been enjoying the show so far, remember to hit subscribe to the podcast and leave a rating or review.
We absolutely love hearing your thoughts. Please send any questions that you would like us to answer on the show to warner@wlcostaproperties.net, or you can pop us a message on our socials, which are in the show notes. Remember, you can also visit the website www.wlcostaproperties.net.
See you on the next episode, and bye for now.
Bye-bye.